Hello students, how are you all? Today our topic of discussion is electrolysis and electrolytic cell. So what is electrolysis? Electrolysis, it is a process by which electricity brings out chemical change, or a process by which electric energy is converted to chemical energy. The chemical change here, it is a redox reaction, and the process by which electricity brings out the chemical change means a redox reaction is a non spontaneous redox reaction which is bring about by the use of electricity or the electric energy. The device in which the electrolysis takes place is a electrolytic cell. There are so many non-spontaneous reactions which are generally carried out by electrolysis. For example, electrolysis of water. Water H2O, 2H2O, when we pass electricity to it, it splits into hydrogen and oxygen. And electrolysis of sodium chloride, NaCl, when undergo electrolysis, forms sodium metal plus chlorine gas. Now these are non-spontaneous reaction. As you know, the water is a very stable compound. You keep the water for a very long time, it will not automatically split up into hydrogen and oxygen. And similarly, the sodium chloride, NaCl, a common salt, it is also a very stable compound. It will automatically not split into sodium metal and chlorine gas. So we have to use the electric energy to split the sodium into sodium metal and chlorine gas, and to split the water into the hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So this is the electrolysis in which we use electricity to bring about the chemical change. Now next we will take up with the example of electrolysis of molten sodium chloride. Electrolysis of molten sodium chloride, the cell setup is the electrolytic tank or electrolytic cell which contains molten sodium chloride, and there are two graphite electrodes which are immersed in the molten sodium chloride. Now, unlike the electrochemical cell or galvanic cell in which the two electrodes are dipped into different solutions, here two electrodes are dipped in the same solution, so there is no need of salt bridge in electrolytic cell. The two electrodes are connected to the wire, and a battery, external source of battery, is hooked up in the wire. So this is the complete setup of electrolytic cell, electrolysis of molten sodium chloride. And here are the description. The cell contains molten sodium chloride, melting point 801 degrees Celsius. So this operation is kept at very high temperature. The two graphite electrodes are immersed in it. This I have already told you. The electrodes are connected to battery. The battery acts as electron pump. The positive terminal pulls the electron from the anode. Battery acts as electron pump. It pumps out the electron from the anode, and the negative terminal of the battery, it pushes the electron to the cathode. So when the circuit is closed, now the circuit is closed, electrons from the battery enters the solution through cathode. Now electron enters the solution through cathode, and they leave the solution through anode, and they leave the solution through anode. So this is the direction of the electron, and they leave the switch through anode and return to the battery. Electron move from anode, and through the battery it goes through cathode. chemical reactions in the electrolytic cell are, now at anode 2Cl negative ion they will lose electron and chlorine gas is formed. So here the chloride ions which are formed in the molten state of sodium chloride, they lose two electrons to the graphite rod, and through the graphite rod electrons move to the battery, and this Cl negative ion they convert to Cl2 gas. And at cathode, Na positive ion takes up the two electron which travel through the external wire, and they form sodium in the molten state. So oxidation of chloride ion and reduction of sodium ion takes place. Overall process is 2Na positive in liquid state plus 2Cl negative in liquid state forms 2Na liquid plus Cl2 gas. Now during the electrolysis, pale green chlorine gas is liberated at anode. So Cl2 gas will be liberated from this electrode, this is anode, and silvery white sodium metal is obtained at cathode. This is cathode. Here what? Silvery white sodium metal is obtained, and the density of sodium metal is less than the density of sodium chloride, so it floats on the surface of molten NaCl. So this is how the electrolysis of molten sodium chloride takes place. Now we will take up with the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride. Now aqueous sodium chloride, in the previous section we have taken molten sodium chloride. Now we will take the sodium chloride in dissolved in water in the aqueous medium. The cell setup is almost same. There is a container, electrolytic tank having sodium chloride in aqueous medium or sodium chloride dissolved in water. There are two graphite electrodes which are immersed in it, and these electrodes are connected through external wire, and a battery is hooked up in the wire. It acts as electron pump and pulls the electron from anode and moves towards cathode. Now here there are aqueous sodium chloride in aqueous medium. The reactions are, when we pass electricity, sodium chloride aqueous dissociates to Na positive aqueous sodium ion plus Cl negative chloride ion. Water is also there. It is a weak electrolyte and dissociates to very small extent, and it dissociates to H positive ion plus OH negative ion. So here we have two cations and two anions. Let's see what happens in the electrolytic cell. Now at cathode, reduction takes place and we have two cations, Na positive ion and H positive ion. Both will compete for reduction. Na positive ion plus electron gives you sodium metal, and H positive ion plus electron gives you hydrogen gas. Now both will be in the competition for electron. They tend to pull electron towards themselves, but one will win. Now those which have, this is the value of their electrode potential. Those with high electrode potential value is preferred. Electrode potential value gives their strength to pull the electron. Higher the value of E naught, stronger will be their strength to pull electron. Here hydrogen will win because it has a stronger pull for electron. So this reaction will take place at cathode, but this is H positive plus electron gives you hydrogen gas, but at H positive it comes from dissociation of water. So water dissociates as H positive and OH negative, and H positive takes up electron to give hydrogen gas. Now net reaction, here H positive and H positive get cancelled, and water H2O plus electron gives you hydrogen gas plus OH negative. So this reaction takes place at cathode, and let's see which reaction takes place at anode. Now at anode, oxidation takes place. Oxidation is a loss of electron. So there are two cations, two possibilities are there. Cl negative will lose electron, and also the OH negative also it will lose electron. I have written a combined equation. So it also loses electron to form oxygen gas. So these two reactions that are possible, and they compete for the oxidation. Now the reaction whose E naught value, reduction potential, is less will be preferred. So here if you look at the value, it is plus 1.36 and it is plus 1.23. Reduction potential of water is less, so it has less than this. 1.23 is less than 1.36, so it has more chances of getting oxidized. But in the concentrated solution, Cl negative ion is oxidized in preference to water. This is due to over potential, a term called as over potential or over voltage. Now what is over potential or over voltage? The transfer of electron from water to anode is a very slow process. It is kinetically very slow process, and this slowness of the process create electrical resistance at the surface of the electrode. Now some of extra voltage is required to overcome the resistance. So this electrical resistance is created due to the slowness of the process, and to overcome this process some extra voltage is required, that is about 0.4 volt. This extra voltage oxidizes water to liberate O2, and it is called as over voltage. Now if you add 0.4 volt to this over voltage, it comes out about 1.63 volt, which is greater than this. So after adding this over voltage, the reduction potential of water, which is earlier less but now it is more, so this reaction is preferred at anode. So at anode, the oxidation of chloride ion takes place. So here the net reaction during electrolysis: first sodium chloride dissociates as Na positive and Cl negative. Now at cathode, hydrogen, this water plus electron gives you hydrogen gas plus OH negative, and at anode, Cl negative plus gives Cl chlorine gas plus electron. Now if you add all the three reaction, what we get? Sodium chloride plus water. This sodium chloride plus water, Cl negative gets cancelled. Now Na, it gives you Na positive plus OH negative plus H2 plus half H2 plus half CH2. So during this electrolysis, the hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode, chlorine gas is liberated at anode. So when we have four ions, Na positive, H positive, Cl negative, OH negative. Cl negative is liberated as Cl2 at anode, H positive liberated as H2 at cathode. Now what we have left? We have left with Na positive and OH negative. So the solution contains Na positive and OH negative, that is sodium hydroxide is formed. So this is the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride. In the next topic we will take up with the Faraday's law of electrolysis. Hope you find this video very useful. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you very much.